Hi everybody, I'm Kathleen Byram, and I'm the author of Conversations with Donkey, a Bipolar Journey. I also have schizoaffective disorder. I'd like to talk to you today about what that means to me and what I experience because of that. First, I'd like to say that this has only been around for the last few years, this diagnosis. Before that, I was considered to have bipolar. Now, the bipolar I discovered in my file, my medical file. It says that it is resolved. Now, I know that bipolar doesn't go away like that. And so I'm thinking by resolved, they may mean I'm taking my medication and that it doesn't pop up. But it does pop up. Maybe what's popping up is part of schizoaffective disorder and not bipolar. I don't know. I don't have a great understanding and grasp of this situation. It's not a cut and dried thing like red and blue. For the schizoaffective disorder, I think some of the things I experience are a mild paranoia. Sometimes I wonder about people that I'm good friends with. I wonder if they really like me. I wonder if people are talking about me and saying things like, "Oh God, I wish she would go away," or I wish she didn't bug me," or something like that. The other things I have that I'm aware of are I have little tiny hallucinations, little things. And like one day, I thought I had a detached retina, but it hasn't happened since that day. I was seeing black lines like this in my right side. And that's the only day it happened. It hasn't come back. And so I'm just wondering if it's a function of schizoaffective disorder. I have little things like sometimes I'll think of a word that comes to my mind that I don't know why it's there. Like one time there was this guy I knew. I knew his address. I don't mean his address. I mean his email address. I knew his email address, but I didn't have a name for him. And he bothered me. And one day I was just sitting there at the computer, and his name came to me in my head. It felt like a message. Now, that might be a function of schizoaffective, but what happened next is not schizoaffective. It's weird. What happened is that was his name, because I went on Google, and this time I typed in both the email and his first name, and I came up with a hit. It was him. Now, how does that happen? I'm also a spiritual person. I believe in spiritual things. I believe in God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit. I believe that the Holy Spirit is in me. I hope He's in me. I hope that's who is guiding me. I remember one time there was a person at the door, and I feared that there was another hiding around the corner. She was trying to get in the house, and I wouldn't let her. I tried to help her with everything I could help her and get her to sit on the steps, and she wouldn't. And finally she used the F word and said she wanted in the effing house. And that is when the Holy Spirit took over. I was so scared and so nervous, and my poor partner is on the spectrum, and he was in the living room freaking out, I knew. And I was trying to get her things like clothes and orange juice and stuff like that for her, and she was making me crazy, and I felt bad for her because I assumed she was homeless. And what happened? A voice came out of me that wasn't like me. It was very calm, and it was very professional sounding, and it said that I was going to have to close the door and she needed to go. And I don't remember the exact words anymore. I just know that it didn't feel like me. It felt like something inside me, and at the time I thought, that's my spirit guide that said that for me. But later, I came to believe in the Holy Spirit, and now I feel that that helped me. I'm telling you these things because you can make your own judgment about it. You can determine what you think about it. I will express to you what could be delusional, but doesn't feel delusional to me, and I recognize that I'm putting this in your hands to perceive the way you want to, because you may have a better perception than I do even of it, because you can see me in a different way than I see myself. I feel like I know myself super well, but I could be wrong. I could be doing things that I don't understand. Of course, my theory about that is that it comes from the id, but that's another subject entirely. Another thing I have is delusional thinking. Sometimes when I was in my delusional form, I felt that I could save the world with love. That's what it felt like. I felt like at one point I believed there was going to be a war of good and evil people, and I would get messages about different movie stars and which ones were good and which ones were evil, and it was a mess. That was when I was psychotic. I don't get psychotic anymore because I take my medicine. The last time I got psychotic, I went off my medicine because I wanted to experience the bipolar high. That was back when I was dull feeling without the bipolar high. Now I feel good without it. I think I've talked enough about this now. It's been 8.5 minutes, and I don't want to bore you. But that is some interesting things I think about me that will help lend itself to the schizoaffective disorder diagnosis. So, I'm Kathleen Byram, and I am the author of Conversations with Donkey, A Bipolar Journey. That's DAWNKEY. It's available online at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Walmart, KathleenByram.com, and other places if you Google it. There's lots to see about me if you Google my name, Kathleen D. Byram, or Conversations with Donkey, A Bipolar Journey, and a lot of things will come up about me. And that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this and getting to the end. Would you please consider taking a second and clicking the like button for me? It means a lot to me for multiple reasons. And consider subscribing, please. Thank you so much for listening. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.